talk about chakras, I have a card deck. So if we want to talk about,
Ooh.
I can bring it up. Yeah,
Good, nice.
it's like asks affirmations, actions to help you lead your soul-led life. So,
Wow, and you created that deck?
yes.
Like, you
Yeah.
created ooh, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we are here with Stephanie Zito, is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And, she is gonna tell us about how chakras and energy healing can support us in our business, which is such an interesting topic, so really looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that you jumped in on this particular discussion because it's like such a passion of mine. Absolutely.
How
Yeah.
did you get started with that kind of work?
Yeah, it's interesting because um, you know, I feel like I've always been interested in just personal transformational, personal growth. And I'm an intuitive soul purpose coach. So pretty much I'm helping mostly women, entrepreneurs and otherwise to help us to really align with who we truly are and who we truly desire to be out in the world, whether it's with our business, with our families, with our friends. Like, what do we really want? Like, what's
Mm,
our soul's expression? And how is that really meant to come through for us, right? And so when years before I started coaching, I did my yoga teacher training and of course learned about and people call it different things, chakras or chakras. You can pronounce it however you want. I've always said with the chakra sound, so you're probably going to hear me say that, but if you say it differently, it's the
now I have
same
to look
word.
up what it looks like in Sanskrit
It's
because
like tomato, tomato. It's like in Sanskrit, you'll say things like chakrasana, chaturanga. So they tend to have that harder ch, but many people go by chakra. It doesn't matter to me, but I just know that's how tend to say it. So I had a really significant event happen during my yoga teacher training during a meditation session where our amazing teacher trainer went through a really long chakra balancing meditation. It must have been like a 40-minute session. And in the yoga system, in the chakra system, there's this energy that's known as the Kundalini energy. And it's kind of identified as this energy that exists at the base of your spine. And then if it sort of gets like opened, you'll have this Kundalini rising experience. And that happened. And it's this sort of feeling of like opening and fireworks through all of your body. And when I got to my top chakra, and we'll kind of go into this if someone's not familiar with whatever we're talking about here. When I got to my top chakra, it just felt like I dropped into a space of intuition. It's like I could really read the thoughts of those around me. And it was fascinating. And so I think it really brought in this fascination for the chakras with me. And I've been studying them ever since then over the last 13 years and doing workshops on them. And then when I started coaching, of course, synchronistically, I really wanted to help clients get quicker to the root of what was sticking for them. Well, what was the real issue beneath? I knew there was like these surface issues that we were dealing with, and yet it was kind of digging beneath the surface. And of course, synchronistically, what showed up in my life was an energy scan training, which utilizes the baseline of the chakras to scan through someone's energy system, through someone's chakras to understand, well, what's going on? What's going on? What's the story? What's blocked? What is maybe overly active? So once I learned that, it really did help me to identify just way quicker what was like the root, right? And so then we could help resolve that. And what I found is that when we were able to kind of dig beneath the surface, and I'm going to kind of get into this a little bit more about the chakras and why this is so relevant and is almost like a superpower, a supercharge for your business, is that when we understand this, then we can address that root cause. So for instance, if I let's say that I have a root chakra issue. So if I show you, this is from a card deck I created for the chakras. So this is the Activate Your Chakras card deck. This is the top card, but if you can see this, that bottom chakra, and we have 7 of them within our physical bodies, 7 energy centers. Just like you can imagine, if you go to a chiropractor, you get an adjustment and you feel like an opening. Let's say you get your upper back adjusted and it feels like you can breathe better. You can imagine it's like you have an energy center there. When you get that adjusted, everything feels better. So let's say I am working my business, but somehow I feel like I'm in this cycle of feast and famine, feast and famine, feast and famine. We could go back to childhood. We could go back to our upbringing, but that may not be completely relevant. It may be, but there could be something lodged within our root chakra, which is the chakra for safety and security. So for some reason, I don't feel safe in my success. Success equals lack of safety. That could be from a past life. That could be from ancestry. It may be something you don't know. So when we go there and we identify it, we can help resolve it. And so that pattern no longer needs to exist. We're not fighting that pattern that is trying to keep us safe because we have that imbalance within the root chakra, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
for some of us, for instance, I work with some entrepreneurs that are just getting started, and it may be in the intuitive field, and they feel scared to show themselves. They feel scared to be visible. They feel scared to go on Facebook Lives and go on podcasts and be seen, to be using their voice in that way. That can be what we call, if you look at this, almost to the top, that blue one is the throat chakra. That's the color for the throat. And the throat governs speaking our truth. So if I am feeling uncomfortable speaking my truth because the emotion there is judgment, well, if I am judged, then I'll be out of the pack, I'll be out of the tribe, I'll feel shame. If I feel afraid to speak my truth, it's going to really impact being visible, being seen, being available in my business. If I'm going to be available in my business, people are going to gravitate to me for my uniqueness. There's a lot of coaches out there. So if I'm speaking my truth, those who are meant to really uniquely connect with me will find me because I'm in my truth.
Mm.
And if I am just following all of the guidelines of others, if I have a coach and I am only following the way they say to market, the way they say to go, um, it may be that one, I need to resolve a throat chakra issue so I can speak my truth, so I can do these things, so I can feel confident to go on Facebook Live and put myself out there on Instagram and all the things. But the other piece is I may need to be tapping even more into my intuition. So as we go up these chakras, I go to that indigo color one. That's the one of the third eye of the intuition. So this one's really important, I believe, in business, is that there's a million ways to do your business, a million ways to market. There's a certain unique way that's going to resonate with you and with your clients. There's a certain unique way that if you like to show up, let's say on Pinterest, your beautiful soul clients probably also love Pinterest. And so you may have a coach telling you, oh, Instagram's the way, you got to do Instagram. You're scrolling through Instagram and you see this person, they're killing it on Instagram. So you think you've got to do Instagram, but you just feel like you're fighting against it. You don't like the vibe, the energy. There's a reason for that. And we can surrender to that. We can allow ourselves to trust ourselves enough to go with the flow, to go with that which we resonate with, to go with our intuition, to make those decisions intuitively.
I
So that's
totally
kind of like
agree. Yeah.
one way in which the chakras are super relevant towards business. There's another way we can look at the chakras as well, kind of in the structure of how we go about running our businesses. But I kind of want to take a pause there because I know it's a lot of information.
No, I appreciate what you said. It's very true. As a marketer, my thing is I always tell people they all work. You got to pick
They
the one
do.
that feels right to you
Mhm.
and dedicate yourself to it. It
Mhm.
doesn't, you don't have to be jumping to the newest platform and the newest thing and this great thing. And
Right. Give it a
marketers have a
chance.
tendency to be like, this method is dead. The only thing that works right now is
Yeah,
my
I know.
special secret sauce.
Anytime you hear that, it's like, well, no, no.
And I just totally disagree. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Like, being yourself, authentic to yourself, following what feels right to you is going to supercharge the way that you show up and the way that
Mhm.
people hear you and understand you. So just being yourself
Yeah.
is so important.
Exactly. And the other piece of this, it's so interesting to me. Again, if we kind of look at these chakras as a guide, as a guideline, um, this is an interesting way to even sort of look at how you run your business or how you um, sort of infuse your business or treat your business like a friend in a sense. So the way I kind of look at it, like the story of our businesses is that, if you look through these chakras, the top one is called the crown chakra. And that's like the big picture. So we all kind of have this big picture, like our big picture of our why we do our business. There can be a lot of reasons why, what sparks us, how it kind of connects us with, I'd say, like our soul self, like our big picture self. It's like, for me, like my goal is to really help women feel that sense of freedom and really being true to themselves out in the world.
Mhm.
So in that fullest expression, right? So if that's my crown chakra, I have this big idea. So I might have this big idea, which is wonderful. But if I have a blockage, let's say in my root chakra, oh, it's not safe to run this business. I don't have money. I don't have money to invest in myself. I'm going to run out of money. I'm afraid to grow. Like I'm just going to be stuck up here in this great idea for years, and years will pass by and I will have done nothing. I'm afraid of being seen, throat chakra. I can't speak my truth. It's not safe to be an intuitive. People will judge me. I'll get hecklers and haters on YouTube. I can't do that. Okay, well then I'm going to be stuck up here. So as we continue going through this, I'm going to take us down to the base chakra. So if we go the whole way through down to the base, now we have the big idea. We kind of want to start back with the root chakra and say, what do I need to believe to feel safe, to take action towards my business, to hire that VA, to move into podcast world, to invest in myself with a coach? What do I need to believe to feel safe? Well, maybe I need to believe that I can succeed. I have this grounded sense of believing in me. I believe in me, right? I believe that I will make back my investment and more when I take this step, right? So that's kind of where we want to go down to. And then we want
Does
to
it
go
does it
go ahead.
matter the order? Like, is this an order that
No,
works for everybody, or do you have to figure out which chakra is blocked?
I'm kind of taking us through like when I do workshops on this, I sort of am kind of taking us through a pathway of understanding. And then once you know this pathway of understanding, you can go to the chakra that's resonating most with you. Like
Mhm.
as I'm speaking this, someone might resonate with, yeah, I really need help. I'm just spinning my wheels and yet I've been afraid to invest with a coach. Well, if you say, okay, well, that's a security issue. I recognize that as a security issue. What do I need to believe to feel safe to invest in this coach? Then I need to believe that I am going to make this money back and then some. Of course I will, because I'm going to take us up these. It's going to make sense when I get to the next one, because I will take action. So when I get to this orange chakra, that's our hips. Our hips is our reproductive system. That hip area is our creation. We create. I am unique. I am a creator. So there's going to be, what am I creating? Is it a product? Is it a course? Is it my services? Honoring that I believe in these creations. I am creating. I got to have something that I'm putting out there. What is my branding? What is my unique imprint? How am I? Uh, who is my unique client? What's my client avatar? It's sort of like your branding right here. Like what the heck am I doing? When somebody asks me what I do, like what do I say to them? How am I serving people? And then when we get to this third chakra, that's our belly. That's the yellow chakra. That's the solar plexus. That's our space of I act. So now I have my big idea. I feel rooted and grounded. I trust I am secure to take this action. Maybe it's leaving my job to move full time into my entrepreneurial business. I want to set up my groundedness, my base of support, so I feel confident in doing that. And then I get up to this yellow chakra, the solar plexus. I'm taking action. I have my big idea. I'm not just working behind the scenes on my website. I'm doing actions that are income generating. What are those income generating actions? That's the solar plexus. I feel strong. And then we go to the heart chakra. We got this green chakra right there, if you can see that. And that green chakra of the heart is, I'm coming from a heart-centered place. So there's a gajillion ways to make money out there. I could just go on Amazon and sell toilet paper and I could make money. So, but what sparks my heart? What is, like, we kind of come back to that when we get into the nitty gritty and we're doing the work and the marketing. Let's come back to that question of, in this situation, what would love do? How would love act? How am I giving myself enough self-care? Am I giving to others? Am I giving back to myself? Because when I take that time for self-care, I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to have more ideas, more spark for my family, for my business, for that balance. And then we get into the throat chakra, which we talked about. So that's where I am speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth with my clients. I'm speaking my truth with my VA. I'm speaking my truth when I'm putting myself out there. If I don't agree that this certain marketing technique is dead, I'm cool with that. Like, that's my truth. That's fine. And then we get into the intuition space. So how am I working my business intuitively? What I've found and what I notice is that, and I see other CEO coaches saying the exact same thing, we all have intuition. We all do. We can get caught up following others because they know, they've gone before us. They're making the 6 and 7 figures. Like, they know. And yet we have, when we tap in this beautiful intuition, which when we let ourselves be guided by it, it can lead us kind of in this quantum leap to take action more quickly and to get results more quickly, because we know. What can happen a lot of times is we know, and then we start to hesitate. We start to debate. Because the prefrontal cortex is part of our brain. That's what it's signed up for. It's signed up to debate and just kind of funnel out the information and make the best decision. But it can really slow us down. So when we come into this space of intuition, what does my gut tell me? What does my intuition know? We can just really just accelerate our results. And then finally, we come back to that crown chakra once more, which is this still aligned with my big picture? Is this pathway still aligned with my big picture? Is this growth area still aligned with my big picture? How does that align with what I'm really here for, which can shift and change as you go along too. So I hope that kind of gives a bit of an outline as you're looking at your business and where you're at with your business, to help with some sort of guideposts to make decisions and to help guide, what needs to happen here. Do I need to take a look at my fear in this space? Do I need to allow myself space to take income generating action? Do I need to tap into my intuition here?
And you take your clients through those steps, that you have a program that guides them.
Yeah, I have. It's called the vision casting portal. So, because we kind of move fast, and I've got a 10-week program beginning at the beginning of September. So we have our next round coming 10 weeks beginning of September. And I do this, really, this whole thing has come from working with my clients and seeing sort of the patterns that we all kind of have. And we walk through this program together in 10 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about this deck that you created.
Thank you.
Do people utilize that? What's the best way to use it?
Well, what I find, it really can be helpful to start your day with intention. So I'm a mom, we're busy, we got a lot happening, and we can get really swept up into the immediacy of the needs of others. And then suddenly, you got this thing to do and that, and then, well, what has happened, right? Have I put energy into myself? Have I given time to myself? Have I given time to this next big picture project that I'm really excited about? Like writing my book, but I keep putting it on the back burner because I'm so busy. So when we start our day with intention, one thing to do is you can just shuffle all the cards. There's cards for each chakra, and there's asks, affirmations, and actions for each chakra. So you can literally just shuffle all the cards, pull one. Let's see what comes up for our group today. And this one is for I know it's really light to see that right there, that symbol, but that is for the throat chakra. Where am I called to speak my truth today? And for those who are not familiar with the chakras, I've got like a little cheat sheet card here with each of the chakras and what they mean. So when you pull this, where am I called to speak my truth today? Is there an instance with a friend where it'd really be helpful if I just let them know what's on my mind? Do I need to ask some questions about this scenario within my business? Do I need to have a conversation with my husband where we kind of have something unresolved? Because all of that is sort of impacting our energy. It really is. So when we come to that place of speaking my truth, it kind of clears our plate, it clears our mental space too, to be able to align and take more aligned action. So sometimes what I'll do is I will take this and put it in my computer, and it'll be like a nice anchor point. So I get distracted. I like to scroll Instagram. I'm like, no, come on back. What am I here for the next 20 minutes? I'm here for this. Where am I called to speak my truth? How does that impact the post that I'm writing? How does that impact how I'm speaking to my clients, writing my email, right? So that's one way to use them. You can also shuffle them out by let's say you just want an ask. You just want a question for the day. You can do it that way. You can journal your answers because it can be really impactful to write and see what comes through. You can pull an action for the day. So I could just pull an action, and I might pull an action like this one for the root chakra, which is this root chakra action. Like, let's say I need a break during my work day, 5 minutes. Okay, this is for the root chakra. I need to ground. Take a moment to breathe. Each breath sends your energy down to the ground. You grow deep, deep roots. Let yourself feel rooted. So let's say I'm feeling really rushed. I got to go to school pickup. I have this one more thing I want to do. If I literally just pull, okay, what's an action that would serve me right now? Intuitively, you'll be guided towards that exact thing, which is meant to help you. So maybe you just need to root and ground for a moment, and then you can just wrap that thing up you need to wrap up and get to school pickup or whatever it is. Yeah. And then the affirmations are always nice. I just love starting with an affirmation. Like this one is for the third eye. I trust my inner guidance. Okay, well, throw that up on my magnet board or by my computer. I trust my inner guidance. I know I'm making really great decisions as I go along here. I'm going to check in with this part. How does this feel? How can I make a decision just right now about this? What does my inner guidance tell me? Because usually we know. It doesn't always feel comfortable, but we know.
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes you need that little prompt to really.
Oh, I know. Like,
okay, yes,
yeah.
I will acknowledge this.
Yeah, there's an intuitive tool I teach people, which is it's so funny because I work in person at a retreat as well. And so it's fun to see them live because we'll do this, it's called a sway test. And I have a free sort of guide to deepening your intuition I can share with your listeners. So the sway test is in there, but it's really just tapping in with your body and seeing like, are you a yes? It helps when you're standing up more than sitting down. Am I a no? Like that's a no. And they'll ask themselves some big picture questions. And they're always fascinated with like how quickly they know. It just, you can do this in the grocery store. You can do this about, do I really want to go out with my friends tonight? Like, yes or no? Okay, well, I want to go out with them, but I really want to just stay home and chill. So, okay, I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to honor my body.
Just like your own pendulum.
Exactly. Yes. It's like having your own. Yes, exactly. It's like you are your own pendulum for sure.
Oh, that is really neat. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, good. Definitely. You have to let me know how that
goes. Have a link in the show notes and in the comments for that intuition gift.
Yeah, it's just a bit.ly link, the intuition guide under bit.ly. So yeah, we'll throw that in there.
I'll update that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find it really interesting, when we do those intuitive energy scans, really being able to dive into some of the patterning that can kind of be below the surface that, we only know as much as we know. So when we kind of look beneath the surface, we can see, oh, okay, well, I do have this pattern coming up. And I recognize that that's something that I've been carrying with me. Perhaps it's a, lack of trust in a certain area or something like that. And so when we recognize like where that might be, we can help to shift that energetically. So in the world that I live in, we do this sort of energy shifting work because everything is energy, and we can help to transmute that energy from what we really desire. So if it's a fear we have, I'm afraid people will judge me when I go live on Instagram. Okay, well, let's kind of.
Honey, I'm on the computer on a meeting.
Exactly.
Hi.
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 I don't know.
We all know how it goes.
Oh, summertime.
Oh, we all know how it goes. They're ready for you. They're like, when are you done? Right? I feel like
no matter how many times I tell them, listen, for just the next like 30 minutes, I need to not be disturbed.
That's their cue. They never need me until I go on the phone. And then they're like right in my face. Like they could be on their iPads, could care less what I am doing. I could be on fire. But then I get on the phone, they're like, Mom. It's like right then.
Okay, so are there any final tips that you have for how we can tune into where we might need to do chakra work for our business?
I think the first step is to look at, do you have a spot within your business where you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling afraid? Do you have a story you tell yourself like, oh, I'm not sure people will show up, or I think I'm charging too much, or like I keep saying, I'm afraid to go live, or this isn't working. If you get into that space of overthinking or sort of muddling or stuck, I say, that's probably time to take a look at where we can alleviate that through the chakra system. And it's honestly really not that hard. I think we spend a lot more time than we need to sometimes when we can just go right to the source, So I just would start with like, well, what's like that piece of sand, like gritty, that's like bugging me? What's that itch? What's that thing that I really can see where I want to be, and yet I just don't know, like, well, how am I meant to get there? So in the chakra scan, we're looking at your whole soul's picture. Some people say we're like going into like the Akashic records. That's another way to look at it. Sort of this
so you're
library.
Actually looking at like past life effects and.
For me, people call themselves different things. I call myself an intuitive, but you could put like medium, psychic, like all of that under the same umbrella. People talk about going into the Akashic records. To me, it's all in what I call like I don't call it, it's called the quantum field. And so it's all information that is in sort of a lesser dense space. Like we're in this density of the 3D. We might be looking at the density of the 5D, of the 6D. We're looking at definitely past lives can come up. Definitely traumatic things that occur in our lifetimes can come up. It could be also information that's very relevant towards where you're headed with your business. Not so much predictive because we have free will, and yet it's looking at sort of like your soul's trajectory. There may be something that's really been in your mind, like you really want to write a book, and it's like, it's going to show up. It's like, yeah. So if you had that hesitation, it's like confirmation, like, okay, I've heard this for the billionth time, it's time. So the first step is just look at, like, surrender to, like, if you have a certain fear showing up, talk to that fear. Why are you here, fear? What are you looking to do to serve me? How are you looking to help me? I feel like that's a really great place to start. The second place is to do a meditation called a body scan. And I have a body scan meditation available. We can link to that too. It's really quick, and it just helps you identify even where you're holding tension in the body. If you tend to hold tension in the jaw and shoulders, it might be an indication of an area of fear around how you might be received or how you're speaking your truth. If you feel indigestion, you get a lot of that in your belly. There might be a certain sort of situation around feeling, feeling in your power? Have you felt victim to certain things, right? So yeah, the body can be like a great just litmus test. It's going to tell us, it has the information. The wisdom in the body is there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are the two main ways. And then I will mention, so I've mentioned this intuitive energy scan. I do have a lovely discount code for anyone who is interested in that to get $60 off of it with a code that we can put in the notes too. So if you're interested in a scan for yourself, we can go through that and kind of identify really, where are your strengths? Where might you have some blockages? And what also we can look at really any question. You have a question around your ancestors or a past life, spirit animal. We can kind of look at whatever questions are seeking to come through to help guide you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very
You're
much.
so
Great
welcome.
insight.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will get all of those links up in the description and in the show notes. And so everybody can connect with you and figure out their next step.
Thank you. I really appreciate having this time with you, Carolyn. It's been really fun.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and press the stop button. Thanks, everybody.